Hey, Murraysville leaders, Pastor Rick here, and I just want to say thank you so very much for spending a few moments with me today, wherever and whenever you're listening to this. First of all, as always, I just want to say thank you so very, very much for all that you do on a regular basis to make it all happen. We have just come through a summer with no slump at all. Our attendance really stayed up from what we were the first half of the year all the way through the summer, which is actually pretty remarkable. Eric led the charge in praying that we would not have a summer slump, and God answered that prayer, and we have not had one at all. Not only in attendance, that's not the only marker, but we've seen a lot of change and a lot of transformation, responses to the gospel, but just people becoming more like Jesus. And the spiritual velocity and intensity that we've had, actually in the last couple months, 3-4 months, has just been outstanding. And so I just want to say thank you as leaders for, because leaders don't just read the temperature in the room, they set the temperature in the room. And you have done an outstanding job at setting the temperature with spiritual velocity. And I want to ask you to continue to do that as we move into the fall. Let's set the temperature of when worship's happening, we're fully engaged. And when the word of God is being preached, we're fully engaged. And when people are receiving prayer, we're fully engaged. And I'm just believing big in every way, shape, or form. Hey, I have a leadership thought for you today. And that is that one of our leadership values at Bridge City Church is that we excel and we expand. That's right. We want to make everything we do excellence. Do it with excellence. Do it excellently. And then we want to expand. That's right. We want to make the kingdom of heaven bigger, and we want to make hell smaller. But not only the kingdom of heaven, we want the kingdom of heaven here on earth to expand. We want to bring excellence to all that we do. And this is a very, very important thing that we leaders do. And it's so easy at times to make excuses. I am actually pretty good at it, making excuses, finding reasons why maybe I'm not growing, why things aren't being done in my life, in my home as a leader. But what I'm learning more and more is that we have to make a choice. We can either make excuses or make progress, but you can't have both. And this is just a really important thing that I've been meditating on. Let me read to you a few verses out of Luke 13, verse 6 through 9. Luke 13, verses 6 through 9. I'm going to read them all for you here. Then Jesus told this story. A man planted a fig tree in his garden and came again and again to see if there was any fruit on it. But he was always disappointed. Finally, he said to his gardener, "I've waited 3 years, and there hasn't been a single fig. Cut it down. It's just taking up space in the garden." The gardener answered, "Sir, give it one more chance. Leave it another year, and I'll give it special attention and plenty of fertilizer. If we get figs next year, fine. If not, then you can cut it down." Jesus in this story is telling a parable. It's a story with a point. That obviously there was something that Jesus expected from Israel, his followers at that point. And he was not finding it. And so he's saying, I'm expecting a certain fruit to come from you, and it's not there. And the gardener was saying, hey, wait a minute, we're going to dig it and dung it, and we're going to make it better, and it's going to get fruit on it so that we can make some progress. And so listen, we all have reasons and excuses maybe in our leadership or in our personal lives of why we're not growing the way we should, or why things aren't becoming better or done with excellence the way they should. And so I just want to kick out a few ideas for you here. First of all, is that breakthrough and change, usually what I'm finding more and more in my life, are typically about 3 steps away. No, I'm not ready to make a thesis or write a book on this just yet. But I am willing to say this. Typically, in about 3 steps, you can make a significant change in your life and in and on any group or team that you lead. Now, I think first of all, we just need to start with an assessment of where we are. And because sometimes the problem that we're facing seems so monumental or so like a mountain in our way that we forget that it's just those little simple steps that get us to make some progress. I want you to simply think about this question. If I only, and we all have an if I only in our life. That means if I only had more people, if I only had people on my team show up on time, if I only had a different kind of people, those are just some leadership ones. If we only had more space as a location in Murraysville. We can do this all the time, and even personally. If I only had more money, if I only had more time, if I only lived somewhere different, if I only had a different car. And those are all typically excuses that we make on why we can't accomplish what God's wanted us to accomplish. Because what is God asking from us? What's the fruit that He's longing for? And so I want you to think about that if I only, and fill in the blank. And then I'm going to ask you to take that obstacle and use it as an opportunity. That's right. Take that excuse and say, what if this was an opportunity for growth? What's 3 things that I could do that could make a difference? And you can begin to make a difference with 3 simple steps in that area of your life. And so I'm encouraging you in your personal life and in your ministries, your leadership, and as a connection group leader, and as a team leader, to try doing those things. 3 simple steps. Now, I want to let you know that as you begin to try to make things excellent and you desire to make things bigger in your sphere, because that's what we are doing at Bridge City Murraysville. We are in a excel and expand mode this fall, moving into the winter. That's our focus here. I want to let you know that our best ideas are not our first idea or even our second or third. My best ideas are typically ideas 6, 7, and 8. 9 and 10, if I can get to those are the really good ones. We tend to only think the first idea is the best idea rather than massaging and marinating in the idea, asking those around us for input, listening to the input, asking those we serve with or maybe that we're working with on a work project or at home in our families. So I want to encourage you, don't just take your first idea as the only idea. Look for ideas 3, 4, 5, and then 6, 7, 8 as you begin to get better in that thought process. And I believe we can move the needle at Bridge City Church Murraysville, and we're going to see a season of excellence and expansion. Come on, I'm believing, I am praying, and that's what I want you and me to do together. I believe we can do this together. So let's take that and let's look at what does Jesus want from us. Let's dig it and dung it, fertilize it, make those three steps to a breakthrough, 3 steps to making a difference, and let's watch what God will do. Thanks so much for allowing me to share that. There's a few things I also want to share with you about some things that have happened and then things that are going to happen. Here we go. I don't know if you know this or not, but so far this calendar year, we have added 15 new members. Wow, thank you, Next Steps. You're the ones that are doing it. And keep up the great work. I really, really appreciate that. Wow, Bridge City Student Ministries, junior and senior high, just this past Wednesday, they had 14 students there. This is so much better than I was able to do all last year. And so, wow, Adam, Marla, and your whole entire team, there's other people on the team, thank you. You're doing great, and you're making an impact in young people's lives. And we are praying and processing how to start, not every Sunday, but a few Sundays of the month, how to start a junior high ministry on Sunday mornings as well. So we're continuing to pray, processing that, and inviting people into that process. Connection groups just kicked off. I want to let you know that we hit our goal. Our goal was to get over 80% of the people that regularly attend Bridge City Church Murraysville to sign up for a group. We went over that 80% mark. Wow! Thank you. And now we got to get them there every week, and we're going to do that as well. That's huge. And the zoo A-Team Appreciation event that we just had. What a great event that was, just to spend time with family and friends. And wow, the great lunch that we had. Sir, thank you so very, very much for all those that came, and thank you for what you do on a regular basis. Wow, wow, wow. Listen, Sunday, September 29th, immediately following our worship experience, we are going to have a leadership meeting just for Murraysville. This is our leadership connection, just Murraysville. That's right, all team leaders, connection group leaders, apprentices, and I want you to feel free to invite anybody and everybody you can get to come. Now we're going to have like a snack, a little something to eat right after people start to clear out, and then Eric's preaching that morning, and then I'm preaching another location. I'm going to come back, and we're going to have a leadership meeting, and always communicate vision, some leadership skill, where we are as a location. And then there's a few things that I want to share with you that are pretty significant going into the fall and into the winter, and I'm asking you to please come. I did, in the email that you received, I did ask that you would please be present till about 1:15, 1:14, I think it was the exact number there. Listen, I'm going to get you done by then. I'm asking for a little more time so you allow me to share some things that are on my heart. Some of them are pretty big decisions regarding Murraysville in the direction that we're heading by the end of the fall. And so I really want to get us on the same page. I value your input. I want to know what is in your heart and how we can move together so that we can excel and expand in the next season of our church's life. So please, please, please mark that on your calendar. Listen, also, we have the Ladies Overflow conference coming up. All ladies, please get signed up. You don't want to miss this growth opportunity. Already, catch this, because Kristen and Heather have been inviting people. I know there's other people making phone calls too. We have 29 ladies from Murraysville signed up. Thank you. But listen, I want to see that climb over 40. We should easily have 40 women, and that's actually a small number considering the percentage. So I'm asking you to please get signed up if you haven't. And men, for the Band of Brothers Conference, we need you as well. And so please get this on your radar. And some of you men, I'll be asking you to serve at the women's event as well, because we're going to need your help there. Also, in October, Sunday, October 27th, we're going to be having a trunk or treat from 4 to 6 p.m. right at our Murraysville location. A really cool event where you can invite all your family and friends to come and participate in trunk or treat right with us. Really cool stuff scheduled and planned. I want you to come and participate with this. We'll be sharing more about this at our leadership time on that September 29th date. So please, please, please come. It's just going to be awesome. Get to group. Let's have a great fall together. Thank you again for all that you're doing to make it happen. Remember our season, excel and expand. One more thing, please remember, stay in love with Jesus, because without him, this whole deal is a real drag. Thanks so much. Looking forward to seeing you Sunday.